There it is. This is ThatAlbumReviewerGuy here. Gonna do a review, but before I get to it real quick, I just want to make a couple of announcements. For one thing, I have an Ask.fm account now, link in the description, as well as my Facebook page and all of that. And another thing is, I really don't know when or if I'm ever gonna get caught up on this. I am behind. Of course, I have been for a while. And I don't know when I'm gonna get back in the swing of things, because, well, I'm gonna be starting college, like, in a couple of days. Few days. Monday. This is Thursday night, 11 o'clock, roughly, as I'm filming this. But, so yeah, that's probably gonna be a big time consumer. But life goes on. Just thought I'd put that out there. Anyway, let's get into the review. I'm going to be reviewing the new Anberlin album, Lowborn. And, Anberlin, they're alright. I like some of their songs. Of course, Feel Good Drag. I prefer the original version, the Feel Good Drag, as opposed to the more mainstream Feel Good Drag without the in the title. But, other good ones I like from them are Paper Thin, Him, and The Undeveloped Story. And, I've heard some of their newer stuff too, like their single Dead American, which was released late last year, I think. Meh. But Lowborn is the band's 7th and final album. After their final tour is done, that's it. No more Anberlin. It's a shame, but nothing lasts forever. Anyway, the album kicks things off with We Are Destroyer, which is a solid rocking track to open the album with. The inclusion of the electronic sounds and the, synthesizers, all that. It's just something that Anberlin has been doing quite a bit lately, and it works for this track. It doesn't work for all the tracks that they try to do it in, but excuse me, it works for this one. And there are some solid riffs in this track as well. And you get into the next track, Armageddon, which slows the pace down a bit, and this song just seems to lack emotion, and it feels a bit boring. Then we get into Stranger Ways, which is a decent track. It has more emotion than Armageddon, but it's not as good as We Are Destroyer. Then we get into Velvet Covered Brick, which isn't as mellow as the previous two tracks, and it opens with a solid guitar-driven intro. The verses are a bit more mellow, but I do like the chorus as far as both the vocals and instrumentals go on this track. Then we get into the next one, Atonement, which is boring and dull. Nothing going for it at all. Birds of Prey, decent, but nothing special. Then we get into The Center, which is a bit of a different song because the vocals are done in a different style than they are for the rest of the album. It's not bad, but I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites. Losing It All, another boring one, with no emotion. Hearing Voices is a softer song that I can actually get into quite a bit. The chorus is the best part of the song by far for me, but the whole track is pretty good, if you ask me. Harbinger, I think it's pronounced, is probably the most meaningful song in the album due to the fact that it basically states that Anberlin's music will live on forever, even though the band itself won't, because they are breaking up after their tour is over this year. But it's just okay for me, despite the meaning behind it. But, flow on this album can be a bit inconsistent from time to time. And, I feel as though, for the most part, the softer songs in this album are kind of boring. Not because they're soft, but because there's little to no emotion shown in them. Favorites, We Are Destroyer, Velvet Covered Brick, Hearing Voices. Least favorites, Armageddon and Atonement. I'm feeling a 5.5 out of this one. 5.5 out of 10 for me. I was going to try to give it a bit higher rating with thinking back. No, I don't think it's worthy of the 6. which is what I was originally going to give it, but 5.5, without a doubt. It's a shame that this is going to be their last album, because they really could have done a better job with this one, like they did with their earlier stuff. But what are you going to do? Well, that's about all I have to say about that. You know, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Facebook, Ask.fm, down there. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. That Album Reviewer Guy signing off.